This is Jen Hampton here, Chair of Asheville Food and Beverage United, and I'm here today with part of a larger coalition of folks in the community, the Asheville DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, the Buncombe Decides, and Asheville for All. And we're all coming together to ask the Tourism Development Authority, or the TDA, to appropriate some of their new LIFT fund to go to organizations that are working on affordable housing for workers in Asheville, and to commit to appointing service workers to the new committee that will decide how the funds are spent. So we have been working hard, going out in person over 20 different canvassing shifts to gather more than 2,100 signatures, real handwritten signatures, and had real conversations with people in the community about the need for affordable housing in our community. So we're going to be presenting that. We're making public comments to support the petition and to raise the voices of our community. And after the meeting, we are going to be asking folks to apply to be on the LIFT committee if you are a service worker, have expertise in the field. And we're also going to be talking with nonprofit organizations that are working on affordable housing issues to ask them to apply for this grant from the TDA so that they can have more funds to work on affordable housing. We need y'all to get involved. We need you to follow us on all our social media platforms to stay up to date, to see invitations to have input on this issue. AVLFBU is our handle on all social media. You can also email us at avlfbu@gmail.com for more information, or if you have any ideas, questions, or comments. Para toda la comunidad latino, queremos invitarnos a participar ahí, Asheville Food and Beverage United, porque queremos escuchar tu voz.
Hey, I'm Rosemary, and I'm a member of the Asheville Democratic Socialists of America. I'm also involved with Asheville Food and Beverage United since I am a restaurant worker, and I'm here at the TDA meeting to support using the LIFT funds to fund affordable housing for service workers. I'm sure everyone in Asheville is aware that we are in a huge housing crisis. People who work here can't afford to actually live here. And, you know, the Tourism Development Authority is designed around bringing tourists in to make money for big business, but the people who are actually working in the restaurants and the hotels, who actually make tourism possible, are not able to enjoy the city too. And we think that it's a false choice between supporting tourism and supporting workers. Tourism brings billions and billions of dollars into the city every year, and yet we live in the most expensive city in North Carolina, and working people cannot afford to actually live here. And without us, the city doesn't run. So we want to use this money to fund affordable housing for people who really are in need of that, since we have the 5th worst rental market in the entire country. But we also think that this is kind of a first step, and that using this money and convincing the TDA to use the LIFT funds for affordable housing is not actually going to be sufficient to address the overall housing crisis. And I think a campaign like this, where we actually went out and got over 2,000 signatures of community members to use for, to say, hey, this is what we want these funds for, is a sign of movement building. It shows a huge base in the community that people really care about housing. So we're not going to win this or other kind of housing related demands without building a movement to do so. So I do see this as a stepping stone. I hope that in the future we can push for publicly funded social housing. I hope that we can use this momentum to push for rent control. I hope we can use this momentum to push for democratizing the way that this money is spent. And part of this campaign is actually to demand that there be at least a service worker to represent the working people of Asheville on the committee that will spend the funds.